by Giant FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
And good Friday morning. It is an absolutely beautiful Friday here in downtown Rochester. The sun's shining, 69 degrees. Couldn't ask for a better Friday morning. And then I get blessed with Todd Van Sickle's presence.
Well, thank you very much. That's very kind. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. It is. Oh, what a beautiful morning. It really fits today.
Yes, it does.
And same for the weekend, too.
Oh, yeah. We're talking 76 tomorrow, 81 Sunday.
Happy Father's Day weekend to all the fathers out there.
Yes.
So it'll be a great Father's Day weekend. Probably shouldn't be doing yard work on Father's Day weekend, but it's great weather for that, right?
Oh, I'll be doing all sorts of yard work Sunday.
Is that a Father's Day tradition for you, Moose?
No, it's just Sundays are my day to do everything. So
Okay.
kind of, regardless of what day it is, I gotta do it.
So even though they're celebrating fathers, you're a father, you're going to still
Yep.
work hard that day, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we want to welcome Andrew Horstman today. He is our special guest. He's the CEO of Fulton County REMC. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we'll have you on in a little bit more. You're welcome to participate now in some of our discussion as we talk about some of the things going on at Fulton County REMC, and there's some exciting things always going on there. And with the hot weather, there's electrical needs and concerns, and we'll talk a little bit about that too. Any Father's Day traditions for you other than working?
Not really.
How about you, Andrew? Anything Father's Day?
I try to do as little as possible on Father's Day. Maybe Moose, if you are a father, have your kids help you with the chores.
Oh,
it is Father's Day.
Yes, yeah, they will. They will.
Okay. Just laying that out there.
Yeah.
It's always a great time to spend with the family, and that's what my
Oh,
plans are this weekend. Spend family time with the kids, and so celebrate all the fathers out there. If you know a father, give him a hug, tell him you love him, and celebrate Father's Day weekend.
Yep.
Trivia today.
All right, let's do it.
Presidential trivia related to REMCs.
Okay.
What president created the Rural Electrification Administration that led to the creation of Fulton County REMC? Herbert Hoover, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry Truman, Calvin Coolidge.
Okay.
If you remember last year when we had Fulton County REMC on a little over a year ago, the question was, when was Fulton County REMC created? So that might be a hint for you. If
Yeah,
you can remember that.
I was close, I think, on that one.
Yeah, I think you were.
Okay.
So that's our trivia today.
All right.
We have another special guest in the studio today. We have Rachel Randall. She's a summer intern for the bank, and she's helping us out with some various marketing and business projects. So welcome, Rachel, and welcome to the family. Tanner, sports. Anything going on there?
Morning. Oh yeah, a lot going on in sports. Nothing locally. We're in
No.
the summer period, so
Yeah.
get that cranked up when school starts and we get into the fall sports. But nationally, the NBA season is over.
Over.
Finally over.
Yes.
I say that because I just think it's such a long season. I think they could cut it back by about 20 games and be okay. I think they could start around Christmas if they wanted to.
I didn't really watch any games. I watched maybe a couple of the finals. It was pretty good basketball.
It was good basketball. The playoffs were entertaining this year. Golden State, everybody was saying their dynasty was dead, done. They proved the doubters wrong.
Yeah, Steph Curry is an interesting person. You know, if you say like basketball talent, he's no Michael Jordan or anything like that, but he may be one of the most valuable players on a team ever because
Yeah.
what he brings to the team and how he delivers the ball and just the culture that he brings.
Yeah.
He's a
He's
impactful player.
He's a winner. I mean, he was a winner at Davidson, had that magical Elite Eight run when he was in college there, and then it's transpired to the pros. I mean, the Warriors were not a good franchise when he got there. Now they've won multiple championships. This was their first one in even first finals appearance in 4 years. But, I mean, I grew up a big Reggie Miller fan, and for me to say Steph Curry's the best shooter I've ever seen, you know, of course I don't remember Larry Bird, but yeah, he's pretty special. He draws a lot.
Jerry West or anybody like that.
Right.
Yeah.
He draws a lot of attention to himself. Of course, I mean, rightfully so. So when he gets that attention, he can even, like you said, he's a good passer. He makes good decisions. He's got good talent around him too, which of course helps.
I like him because he's not that arrogant personality you see with a lot of
He seems to be
professional players.
a pretty good guy, a good role model for kids. And I mean, Golden State, I have Golden State fatigue a little bit, but they are fun to watch at the same time. So congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I was kind of one of those doubters. I thought, their times kind of came and went.
Of course, it was late last night when it ended. I turned it off. I assume he got MVP.
He did get MVP, and he kind of took a shot at some of the haters. One of the ESPN shows earlier this year, might have been last year, they were asked how many more titles will Steph Curry win in his career. They all did the 0 over their eye. And he said something and put a 0 over his eye last night while he was wearing a finals cap and the shirt. So he got the last laugh.
Well, so much for him not being arrogant.
Yeah, well, that was one deserved shot, I think,
Okay.
of that one. So, but now the NBA draft will be coming up here in a couple weeks. So it's one of those seasons or one of those sports the season never ends, I guess.
And following up with that, the hockey season's still winding down now, and it's a long season too.
It is a long season too. Another one they could probably come back on some games and be all right. But the Colorado Avalanche are up 1-0 on the Tampa Bay Lightning. They won a thrilling game 1 Wednesday night, 4-3 in overtime. Got up 3-1 after one period, then the Lightning tied it 3-3 after 2, and they went through the third scoreless, and then scored one pretty quick in overtime to win.
Playoff hockey is one of the
It
most
is
exciting things to watch.
intense.
I like high scoring too.
Yes, intense. Crowd gets into it. The crowd at Ball Arena, where the Avalanche play, their home games at, they're one of the better crowds in the NHL. So is Tampa's down in Tampa. So it should be a really good series. These are, I think, definitely the best 2 teams in the league.
I would agree.
And then a U.S. Open golf's going on, the 3rd major of the year. It's usually the toughest one. At least they try to make it the toughest. The USGA sets it up to be pretty ridiculous. Adam Hadwin is the lone leader after 1 round at a score of 4 under par. A couple big names right behind him though. Rory McIlroy, 1 off the lead at 3 under. And Dustin Johnson, 2 off the lead at 2 under. I guarantee you he's a name the PGA Tour does not want to be in contention come Sunday, since he is part of the LIV Golf now and not part of the PGA Tour. So it should be an interesting next 3 days.
I know we talked earlier in the week, and you mentioned Rory as one of the favorites, and he's always up there, but hasn't come through in many years.
We'll see if he hasn't won a major since 2014. Now he did win the Canadian Open last week. We'll see. We'll see if he can make putts. Usually with Rory, it comes down to his putter. He's a great ball striker. Gives himself looks, but if he's not making putts, he's usually not in contention. So should be a fun tournament to watch through Father's Day weekend.
I do like the U.S. Open because it looks like part of the golf course is just unkept.
Oh, it does.
Just let the weeds grow high over there, you know?
Foot rough, that's good. It's just incredible. I think it was Adam Scott, he said 2 of his shots from 60 yards got on the green, but in the wrong spot, and both of them rolled all the way back to his feet. 60 yards.
It's like how you and I play.
Oh, I was thinking to myself, I couldn't imagine even playing this course in these conditions. I'd be out there for hours. It would be ugly.
I played before where I hit the ball, next shot is behind where I started.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
No.
But I think we've all been there, done that a time or 2. So, looking forward to watching that. And MLB, we're getting closer and closer to the trade deadline. Todd read an article earlier this week that your Guardians, Paul, they're probably going to be buyers at the trade deadline, not sellers.
I know.
So you can't complain about that. They're right in the mix for the AL Central.
Yeah.
So
We're above 500. That's all that matters.
yeah. So the Yankees won their 7th straight last night. Anthony Rizzo walk-off home run. So I have to throw that in there.
Yeah.
You can move on from there.
And then
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention the Cubs. Cub fans know. Everybody else can go look at the box scores. It hasn't been a good season up to date, and especially the past week.
They're only a half game ahead of the Reds now.
Yeah, they're starting to think about that maybe number 1 overall pick in the draft.
But they're not tanking on purpose, though.
No, even though, because their owner won't even call it a rebuild, but I don't know what you call it if you don't call this a rebuild. Got some tidbits here this morning. On this day in 1837, Charles Goodyear obtained his first rubber patent. I think that worked out for him pretty
He's
well.
done pretty well, yeah.
Mhm. On this day in 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York City.
Ah.
Came over from France.
Yeah.
On this day in 1962, Jack Nicklaus won his first major title of 16 by 3 strokes in an 18-hole playoff with Arnold Palmer.
That probably was the Oakland if it was around this time of year, right?
Well,
Sorry to
No,
challenge
I'm
you.
trying to think. Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, we can move on there.
Yeah, it probably was a U.S. Open because the PGA's been moved up now since then in front of them. But yeah, he did pretty well for himself and still continues to do well in the business world.
Yeah, no, I've just learned it's not good to throw the star of the show under the bus. You know?
I'm gonna have more notes in the future just in case
Yeah.
I get questions.
Tidbits and then bright notes on the tidbits.
Exactly. On this day in 2018, The Incredibles 2 set a box office record for an animated release, earning $180 million in its opening weekend. You seen that movie?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know if I've seen the second one. I know I've
Don't
watched
know
the
that I
first
have
one.
either.
I don't think I have.
It's kind of small change compared to numbers today, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a few days today. Paul, today's National Eat Your Vegetables Day, so make sure you remember that at lunchtime.
Yep.
National Flip Flop Day,
Yeah, I don't know
Global Garbage Man Day, National Take Back the Lunch Break Day, so you have your lunch break and eat vegetables like I said. World Tessellation Day, and I had to look up what that means. That's when you use the same shape and a pattern and there's no overlap or gap. So I'm sure you've seen a design like that.
It's called art, right?
Yes, it's called art. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's pretty impressive. And it's National Apple Strudel Day.
Mm.
I'm good for that.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
So have
Throw some ice cream
veggies.
on top of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, take your lunch break back, eat your veggies, and then top your lunch break off with some
Yeah,
apple strudel.
yeah, you can cheat a little bit. That's a good excuse right there.
Yeah.
Have some upcoming events. Thank you, Tanner,
You're
for
welcome.
the information and tidbits. there.
Yes.
The Civic Players of Logosport will present their musical Leader of the Pack on June 24th, 25th at 7:30 and June 26th at 2:30. Heather Cavins from our Rochester branch will portray the leading role of singer-songwriter Ellie Greenwich. The musical features great songs from the 1960s.
Yes.
So if you're interested in that, performances will be at the McHale Performing Arts Center at Logansport High School. All tickets are $15, and you can find out more at Civic Players of Logansport online.
Okay.
First Federal is announcing their Community Appreciation Day,
Yes.
coming up Friday, July 8th from 11 to 2. Lunch will be provided by the Log House Restaurant, and there's free limited paper shredding and some bank giveaways, some tokens for people, just to show our appreciation for the community. We
Okay.
always have a great turnout for that, and everybody's invited to come out, and hopefully you'll guarantee good weather for that, right?
I'm gonna try. Might be a little hot, but I'm gonna try to get you sun at least.
You hit the money news, I don't know if there's much more to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because, the Dow's down below 30,000 for the first time since January of 2021.
Yeah.
And then also, interest rates up, oil prices up. Thought maybe let's talk about the fantasy world maybe a little bit.
Okay.
From the real world, talk about movies. Jurassic World Dominion opened with 143 million in sales
That's a pretty good number.
during its opening weekend. Also, Top Gun Maverick passed over 500 million recently.
Still climbing.
Have you seen that?
I have not.
I've not seen a movie in quite a few years, but that was an excellent movie. I saw it last weekend. It's worth the time and effort to go see it. It's one of the better movies that's come out in a long time.
Now, are you gonna be one of those that in a month from now says, I've already seen it 3 times?
Probably not.
Okay.
No.
Because I know 3 weeks in, people are saying, oh yeah, I've already seen it twice. I'm like, okay, you don't need to go every weekend and watch the same movie.
My wife and I talked about wanting to see it on IMAX, but when Jurassic World came out, that kicked Maverick out of the IMAX theaters. So if that opportunity comes up, I might do that because
Okay.
there's lots of great scenery in it. And live action jet fighting.
Yeah,
What can be better than that?
right?
Also, Fantasy World Lightyear is expected to open this weekend and come in with more than 100 million.
Yeah.
They push that record for Incredibles 2, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Are you a Buzz Lightyear fan?
I've seen all but the most recent Toy Story, so I might want to, if it's Disney Plus, watch it.
Yeah, your kids have probably watched 1 or 2 Toy Stories.
Yeah.
Immediately, right?
Once or twice,
Yeah.
or 300 times.
I'm a big Buzz Lightyear fan, so I think it's a nice concept. So, I may catch that sometime later this summer. That's our money news for the day.
Yes.
We'll talk about the bank a little bit now. We're open today from 8:30 to 5 and tomorrow 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online with our mobile app, which is free to download. Our ATM's open 24/7. There's always a constant line at the Rochester ATM.
Yes,
We
there
always
is.
have it with cash. If you're out of town and looking for an ATM, check out the MoneyPass network. Go to moneypass.com. You can get a surcharge-free ATM in most anywhere in the world, basically. So, I recommend doing that. Now's a good time to think about opening a checking account if you haven't opened one already. We still have our Simply Free business and Simply Free checking accounts, and when you open the checking accounts, you get a free gift. Remember what the gift is this week?
Scissors.
Kitchen scissor set. Very
Yes.
nice from Oster. So if you have need for that, come in and open an account, or refer a friend to open an account, we'd be happy to help you out. Our services are unequal to matched, and basically we offer the best digital banking there is out there, and we can meet anybody's needs. So come in and visit with us. We also still have a mortgage loan special going on.
Yep.
A spring special purchase where we'll give you a $700 lender credit to reduce your standard closing costs, and that ends at the end of June. So take advantage of it now. We may extend it longer, but just act now,
Yeah.
especially when interest rates are still going up. So,
Yeah. Don't wait. Act now.
yeah. We still offer commercial business loans through Lindy Breeden. He's happy to help you out. And through our financial services, the way the stock markets is now, if you're worried about where you stand, contact Mark Blubaugh or Brian Bell. They'd be happy to discuss your situation with you and try to help you figure out what you need to do, if anything. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, or follow us on LinkedIn. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and equal housing lender. Our MLS number is 39997.
And that makes us legal.
Great, thank you. Now we're to this great part of the show. We're welcoming
Yeah.
Andrew Horstman from Fulton County REMC. He's the CEO. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you.
And welcome to the community too. You new to the area really in the fall, and why don't you give us a little bit of information about your background and your role with REMC and some history of REMC.
Yeah, sure. It's started with Fulton County RMC around November 1st, and moved up here, got a place, and I gotta say the community's been great. I really love Rochester and the surrounding area. One of the first things I did was visit with all the employees, had a one-on-one lunch. So I got to have lunch at all the great restaurants here.
That's great.
You know, I think I put on maybe 20 pounds, but it was well worth it. Prior to Fulton County RMC, I worked at a G&T, Generation and Transmission Cooperative. It's actually the one that serves power to Fulton County RMC.
So you had some great familiarity with
Yes.
Fulton County people.
Yeah, it was Wabash Valley Power, and they serve power to 23 co-ops through northern Indiana, Illinois, Missouri. I was there 20 years, so I got a gig right out of college, did several things there, and now I'm here and super excited to be here.
And it's not like you're new to Fulton County because you're delivering power to Fulton County for many
Correct.
years.
Yeah. I was here multiple times throughout my career, Wabash Valley, and worked with all the staff there for decades. And so even though I was new, it was still familiar, which
That's great.
made it really, really good.
Which seems like a perfect opportunity for you to come in and help out Fulton County.
Yep.
Fulton County REMC does a lot of really great things in the community, very community involved. I know the 4-H fair is coming up, and you have some 4-H activities that you help.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the best things I think about working for an electric cooperative is our concern for community. It's actually one of our guiding principles as an electric cooperative, and we really take that seriously. We want to be involved with the youth as much as we can. So 4-H is a great way to do that. We sponsor the electric program here in Fulton County and surrounding counties too, Pulaski County and the other counties we serve. And really just getting the kids a general, basic, good foundation of how electricity works and operates. And we do programs at schools. We help out wherever we can. We did the first pitch thing here in Rochester. That was kind of one of my first public kind of things to do. And I was a little nervous about it when they told me about that program, and I gotta tell you, these kids came up with some great ideas
That's
doing
awesome.
that. So yeah, very, very excited, very happy to be part of the community. A program we do run is Operation Roundup. That's basically where we take everybody's electric bill and round up to the next dollar, so it's pennies on the bill usually every month. But everybody doing that adds up, and about every quarter we give back to the community around $6,000 every
That's
quarter.
awesome. That's great. Giving money back to the community and through the roundup of your customers. And how many customers does Fulton County REMC?
Right around 6,000.
Okay.
I don't have the exact number on me, so yeah, thanks for challenging me on that today.
Sorry.
But no,
It's my
it's all,
job to throw people under the bus.
yeah, it's all good though. It's we got new customers coming on. We are seeing some growth on our system, which is exciting. It's good. Sometimes it's challenging, and we're working through some of that stuff. But it's a good time at Fulton County RMC.
Well, welcome to the community. We're glad you're here. There's always some pretty cool things going on with the electrical world. It seems like, what can be different about electricity, but we've got electronic vehicles coming online, and there's a lot going on now. And interesting, in the last week, we dealt with kind of severe heat, and that stresses the system, basically, right?
You're correct. Any extreme weather condition, be it extreme heat, extreme cold, storms, are all hard on the electrical system. Not just the local distribution system, but the larger grid in general, transmission, generation, all that. It's just so when we get these extreme conditions, we ask everybody to just kind of do your part. The most stressful times are usually late afternoon, early evening hours when it's the hottest outside. Of course, everybody's AC is cranking. Those are the times we need people to conserve a little bit if they can, and we appreciate that. But yeah, those extreme conditions just wreak havoc across the grid. And on top of the extreme heat, it didn't affect us, but we had a big storm went through kind of northeast Indiana. It took out massive amounts of power lines and transmission lines. So we were lucky we didn't get hit with that. But those are the things we face on a daily basis, I wouldn't say maybe, but monthly, seasonal for sure.
Well, your team's prepared to handle things like that, be it the snow and ice or the wind storm and summer stress on the system. And you've got a great trained crew that will go out in any conditions to make sure power's being delivered, and you're probably going to lots of training to help them with that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the entire staff at Fulton County, whenever there's an issue, they all jump. If it's answering phones to customers to handle outages, to the line crew out there fixing the problem. It's kind of all hands on deck, and luckily, we are a small electric utility compared to like a Duke Energy, but we have a good network. So the neighboring co-ops often help a lot of times. So the co-ops that got hit in northeast Indiana, they got support from other co-ops. They had a couple crews from this co-op or that co-op that came up and helped.
That's good.
So it really is a kind of a family of businesses.
That's
so
what
to
good
speak.
neighbors do, basically.
Exactly.
Right? Help each other out.
It's really gives you a good feeling when your neighboring co-op or your neighbors are willing to help you out in time of need.
So I moved away from the heat. What are some tips, other than just monitoring the air conditioning, that can help out with managing electric flow in your house?
It's pretty basic stuff. If you got an electric hot water heater, maybe avoid the shower till a little bit later in the evening, washing the dishes.
Well, it's 100 degrees outside. You want to take a hot shower?
Well, exactly. I get done cutting the grass after work, and the last thing I want to do is take a hot shower. I just put that on about as ice cold as I could get to cool off. But yeah, just stuff like that. It's pretty basic stuff. Your dad always yelled at you to turn the lights off. Do that. I yell at my kids all the time to do that. And I actually caught myself saying, "What do you think? I work for the power company?" And my kids, smartly said back, "Yeah, Dad, you do." I'm like, "Oh, well, that backfired."
It's interesting how things have changed over times. I mean, now there's a lot of people, even at work and places I work, that people go through and turn lights out if they walk through and see a light on. So that's good. It helps to save energy.
Yep. Yeah, I think the electric industry might be the only industry in the world that actually helps people to use less of it. So that's pretty unique too. We want to sell you the electricity, but we also want you to be efficient with it and use as little as possible to help you keep your costs down and everything else.
And that's like you're venturing into more than standard electric production. Electronic vehicles. You need to be prepared to handle that, and the solar things, and you're working on some things like that. So it's trying to stay up with technology to make sure that you can meet the electric needs of your customers.
Yeah, right now the industry in general is in a very unique time where we have a lot of renewable energy coming online, wind and solar, things like that. Those have unique challenges, is that we can't control the wind, we can't control when the sun shines, so we have to maintain that supply of electricity when those resources may or may not be there. And then you add electric vehicles into the mix. That's a very large consumer of electricity in your home, would be your electric car. But hopefully what we can do with those is use those in the right time. When everybody's asleep, your car can charge at night. You have basically a full tank of electrons every morning when you get up, and drive as much as you want, and come home and do it all over again. So it's a unique load that we can adjust when it's used to help facilitate grid support.
Because that could be a potential issue, if everybody plugged in their car at the same time each day, it's going to put stress on the system.
Yeah, and like I said, extreme heat and cold add a lot of stress to our grid and our system in those evening hours. And if everybody comes home from work and plugs a car and they all start charging, that just adds to the problem. But if you could wait till after 10 o'clock at night to charge your car, you'll get a full charge by 6 a.m., well before you probably got to leave for work. That helps.
We're talking with Andrew Horstman, the CEO of Fulton County REMC. You lead the team out there. You've got a great team. Approximately how many staff members do you have?
I think we're at 20 now.
Okay.
We do have an open position. We're looking for a mapping and staking person to help us out there. We are growing, so we're in this little bit of a growing pain phase, but we're looking forward to getting this position filled and getting our staff up and ready to tackle the problems and challenges and opportunities that are coming our way.
And you have a board that helps decide Fulton County RMC initiatives and strategies, right?
Yeah, correct. So when I say cooperative, it really is, and maybe this will help the trivia question. Franklin something or other, maybe was one of the presidents, but he created this Rural Electrification Act, and really what it started was the farmers wanted electricity. The investor-owned utilities wouldn't serve outside the cities because it was going to be expensive. So the farmers formed a cooperative. They all have ownership in it. They all built the lines, served themselves, and that model stays there today. So we don't have customers, we have members. You're a member of the cooperative. Every member has a vote for a director, which sits on our board. Those directors are local. They are members as well. And that board of directors provides oversight and guidance for the cooperative, and that's kind of how we're governed.
And I noticed from your website you have an annual meeting too, right?
Yes, the annual meeting coming up here June 27th. It's going to be at the 4-H Fairgrounds. Voting starts at noon to 6, and that's where the members can come and vote for the next directors. There's usually about 2 directors up for election every year, and we kind of rotate through on the board. But that's your chance to come out. It's kind of like last year. We didn't know really what the atmosphere was going to be like, with COVID and everything. I think that's kind of going away, but we were just doing a drive-through vote. But we do have ice cream for you, so come out and vote.
That's nice.
Get a bill credit, get a couple scoops of ice cream. We'd be happy to see you.
And what date is that again?
June 27th. It's Monday, June 27th.
And where is this at located?
4-H Fairgrounds
Okay.
here in north side of Rochester.
So if you're a member, you have an opportunity to come out and participate in the process and make a difference. That's always good.
Yes.
So we've been talking with Andrew Horstman, CEO of Fulton County REMC. Anything else you want to mention today as we start to wrap up the show?
No, I just said thank you. Looking forward to many more years here, and the community's been great. The staff there at the co-op's been great, and we're excited about what's coming. And if you do have questions on electric vehicles and you see me around, I do drive an EV. I'm very passionate, very geeky about it. Love to talk about it. Might have swayed somebody here at the radio station to get one, I think, at a informal luncheon.
Yeah. Scott has leased one, and it was supposed to be delivered yesterday. They moved it back to today, so he'll get it today.
So you're going to see more of these around the community for sure.
Yeah.
Do you offer charging stations or?
We are looking at what we need to do for an electric vehicle program. That's great to tee that up. We are exploring all kinds of options on what we can do to help our members, electrify their transportation needs. It is economic compared to gasoline or diesel fuel, not just in today's inflated prices, but when gas was about $2.50, $2.80, it's still cheaper to run on an electric car. So a little bit of a lifestyle change, but I think once people kind of see it and get used to it, it's not that big a change. I think it took me maybe 2 weeks to adapt to kind of the EV lifestyle, or whatever you want to call it, on how you plan your trips and things like that. So it was a pretty easy transition for me.
Well, if anybody has any questions about EV or anything else, reach out to Andrew Horstman and the team at Fulton County REMC. They'd be happy to help you out. And good luck on your annual meeting coming up, and thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thank you, and hope everybody has a great Father's Day weekend.
So trivia. Fulton County REMC was founded in 1936. That was last year's trivia question.
Yeah.
So what president signed the Rural Electrification Administration, which Congress then created the act the year after that? Herbert Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, or Coolidge?
Roosevelt.
Did you get that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a little help. I'll give Andrew
Congratulations,
credit
got it
where
right.
it's due.
Well, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Celebrate Father's Day weekend. Have a great, safe weekend, and look forward to talking to everybody next week.
All right. Thank you very much. And any words of wisdom before we close?
Oh yeah, thank you. Good. That's why Paul makes sure, or Bruce makes sure we get everything right here. Hope is the only bee that makes honey without flowers. That's from Robert Greene Ingersoll, an American lawyer.
All right. Well, I like those words of wisdom. So thank you, and we'll see you guys next week. And have a happy Father's Day, Todd.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.